Good morning and hello, my friends. It's me, Jennifer from Mystic Star. Welcome to Wednesday and welcome to World Tarot Day. Yes, there's a thing called World Tarot Day. It's a very lesser known day, but it's still a day unto itself. May 25th is World Tarot Day. And of course, today we are going to be working with tarot. Yay! Funny how I scheduled something today. Additionally, we are going to be working with the angels. So I do have my angel tarot here. Um, and it's interesting to know what's happening over the next, or what's happened over the last couple of hours and couple of days. Things are really challenging right now. And my heart, my energy, and love go out to all those impacted by Texas, all of those people in Texas, and anybody who may or may not know someone from Texas. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of light workers who've been sending their energy over the last 10 to 12 hours as things have unfolded. So, knowing that there's a lot of challenges, the angels, they're going to be really important right now. And I know I have a lot of viewers who are like, I don't do angels. Well, that's okay. That high vibrational energy, that unconditional love, that's the energy that we're going to be really channeling today. That's angelic energy. So let's get into this a bit. What message? Oh, come on, guys, keep it on the table. That one's really important. Hit the table or the floor. What message do the angels want to share with my friends? You know, there's a card that it's in a cluster. Sometimes it's hard to. Is that it? Yeah. So it kind of feels like a knot when you're shuffling that you want to kind of get out. That's the best analogy I can give when you're trying to get the cards to work. But the card that hit the deck, that wanted out so darn bad, and of course it had to be that sassy pants Queen of Wands. I enjoy the rendition of this wand or this card. I would have liked to seen her skin probably a little bit darker to really see her beautiful features pop. But that's just me. So the Queen of Wands talks about that inner fire, that independence, that, well, sass. We're needing that now. We can't give in to the fear, the sadness, the frustrations. Are they there? Absolutely. However, they can't take control. They can't consume us entirely. We need that inner fire, that determination to help push us forward. Because if we don't push ourselves forward out of this fear, this frustration, the anger, the pain, it will consume us. And we're going to see ourselves start to swirl in the same stuff. Our mental health will dip, our physical health will tank. And then we start feeling disconnected, and it's a spiral downwards. This is one of the ways our ego likes to keep us very contained in our spot. Not a fun place to be. The angels are being really clear, guys. It's important that we use our natural abilities, that natural fire, to help to start to combat some of this negativity. The Seven of Pentacles. I won't lie, guys. When I bought this deck, I hadn't seen it. I just saw the front box. I was at an event, and it shows pictures like this. It has all these beautiful cards on it. When I opened it up and I saw this, oh, I was sad. Yeah, this just does nothing for me. I love how the major arcana, how they've been depicted. The court cards are beautiful. This just kind of makes me sad. I need to find an angel deck that doesn't have a lot of blurbs on the back, like on the bottom, that have beautiful pictures. If you have any suggestions, put it below. Seven of Pentacles. It's our hard work card, right? This is going to take some work on our part. It's not going to be others doing it for us. It's sometimes challenging, but we have to be the ones that do the work because this is for us. It needs to be meaningful for us. And what's meaningful for some may not be meaningful for us. It's part of that individual journey, that aspect. So it's important that we're the ones who take those steps forward, get ourselves unstuck, get ourselves feeling stronger. How do we do this growth? Well, it's by doing things that are going to, they just make us feel good. They make us feel connected. Things that bring us joy and happiness. There's going to be a balance to this, of course, because we do need that stability of our everyday expectations and demands. But it's infusing our day with that passion, that creativity, that loving energy that's naturally within us, giving that some time and space. That's going to help start to shift some of the external energies that we're feeling. There's a lot going on. It's not only in our own communities, but globally as well. I mentioned Texas, the Ukraine is still going on, but those are the things that are hitting the news. There is stuff in our communities that are happening that may not hit international news, but they're still impacting us. We need to be able to start to shift that energy that's around us and protect ourselves so that we're not so impacted. Part of this is going to be knowing you. So how sensitive are you to these energies? Because some of us, it's like a bulldozer. We're being hit by a freight train. If that's you, then you're going to need to use things like your meditations, your crystals, essential oils, those tools that you naturally are gravitating towards, but kind of layering it on a bit. So if you're naturally gravitating towards crystals, maybe have a couple different kinds. Infuse it with things like essential oils, because you could use some lava beads and wear bracelets, or you can put sprays and different things on you if that's something that you can use. This is why there's so many varieties of tools, because again, this is our individual journey. It needs to be meaningful for us, not just someone saying, oh, you should do that. Well, if it doesn't mean anything to you, and say if you have allergies and you can't use essential oils because they're too much, don't do it. You need it to make sense to you. This energy isn't going anywhere. We need to protect ourselves. We can, however, start to amplify different energies. We naturally amplify the mood that we're feeling inside. That's why when you wake up and you're feeling really crappy, you usually have a bad day because you're feeling, and well, everybody's picking that up and they're like, ooh, stay away. So I'm going to push you back by reflecting the energy that you are naturally sending out there. If you send energy of stability, of joy, that intense passion for life, you start to, well, shift the energies around you. You kind of naturally give a protective bubble. Think of it as like a power washer. Dirt and dust can't get to you if you've got a power washer, right? You're like, wee, and it kind of gives you a bit of a wand. It gives you that protection. If you are radiating energy of confidence, of joy, of connection, that yuck, that heaviness, it can't touch you because you're pushing out, well, it's polar opposite. So we do have the ability to shift what's around us. And the more of us who are doing it, well, it becomes contagious in a good way. Now we go on to the Nine of Wands. Again, it talks about how we're not going to back down on this. If we do, well, that downward spiral that I talked about, it's more of a slide, right? You give up, you start to turtle yourself. What happens? Again, that mental health, it dips. Your physical health crashes, right? You just feel overall yuck. Giving yourself a little bit of time, does not have to be a lot, to strengthen you, to use your faculties to make decisions for yourselves. How do you plan forward? If you know you're going to have a hard day because you've got challenges at work, your kids are off the wall, what have you, you can easily start to use some tools that you naturally have. So crystals, meditations, essential oils, whatever, to your advantage, making your day easier. That planning forward gives you added passion. It helps to, instead of dwindle that inner flame because you're feeling so overwhelmed and gross, you're allowing it to erupt. And that queen, that sass, it comes out. And it comes out in a really positive way. Oh, seriously? Oh, good. Thank you. They did not go far. Apparently, they were not in the little thingamajigger deep enough. Okay. 6 of Wands. Of course, the victory card, which I was just victorious over my cards. We've got a lot of fire, a lot of heat here. Out of the 4 cards, 3 of them are in the Wand suit. It's that passion, it's that creativity that's really going to help you succeed. I said earlier that balance is going to be important because it's not just about hyper-focusing in on this, because our ego may want you to do that, because again, that destabilizes us. That natural balance, especially that's brought out by the 6, tells us that it's important that we have that passion, but also that stability. So we've got the 7 of Pentacles going on, and we kind of add on to it, and we see that growth. Think of it as fertilizer for your garden. Passion and creativity adds to that growth. So yes, we know things are challenging right now. The angels are acknowledging that. What we need to do is to kind of grow up over it and allow that growth, that passion to push that negativity, that gunk away. Oh, and I should say we've got the 6 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, reminding us, guys, this is not leaps and bounds. We're not asking for major changes, major alterations. These are small, steady things that you can add in. So those small, steady little things here and there, it's going to go a long way in really invigorating and infusing that fire. Okay. What further insight, wisdom, and guidance do the angels want to share with my friends so that they can get the most out of this time? Of course, we're talking cards again. They're really in a mood today. Am I going to get that one? Oh, I moved the chair here. Okay. So this one fell face up. So we're going to talk about it first. The 4 of Pentacles. That stability, that groundedness, we know is going to support us. In times of challenge, in times of obstacle and heaviness, the more grounded and stable we are, the more we're able to stay in our frontal cortex, the more we're able to plan forward, right? You know it's going to be hard tomorrow. You know it's going to be hard later today. Starting to use our tools, starting to use those things that are going to support us and making it easier for us. But that planning ahead means that we stay in our frontal cortex rather than be in that emotional reaction. So the 4 of Pentacles is reminding us, ensure that you're grounded and stable, then you can build off that. The second one to take a leap of faith was the 5 of Wands. Now, 5s in tarot are always about conflict and challenge. people's emotions are high right now, to say the least. It's going to be important that, yes, we want that passion and creativity to push us forward, but we cannot be consumed by that emotion of anger, frustration, pain, and fear, which basically is all down to that anger emotion. They're all branches of the anger. Think of it as an umbrella. So we can't let that overwhelm us. We need to stay in control of that emotion, because our ego will start to step in and it will start to say, hey, this is bad. Let's react. We need to be mindful of that, reflecting into our emotion, reflecting into how we're feeling right now. Because that fear, that heartache, it can easily consume us. The King of Wands. The man brave enough to marry and be consort to the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, talks about that control. And that's what I was just talking about. This fire can easily become out of control. It can easily be dictated by that fear. We need to have that presence of mind so that we're not being consumed. We're allowing that creativity, that high vibrational energy to support us, that love. And it sounds really, really hokey, but at the same time, when we come from a point of love in doing whatever we do during our day, it raises that vibration and it makes people around us feel better. We're still in Mercury retrograde. So everything that's happening globally or in our community is also going to be heightened because of Mercury retrograde. So that control, that stability, it's going to help us use that passion to start to push out that negativity that we're feeling. Because as we stay in control and we're coming from a space of love and light where we're having the compassion, we're not being reactive, we're able to think through what we're going to do, well, that helps people to react to us better. Like I said earlier, how we're feeling inside, we amplify, we radiate that out, and people around us naturally reflect it back at us. So it's really important that we're reflecting out the energies that we want back at us. And that is all down to control. Not this. The Eight of Swords. This is the pain, the fear, the heartache that I was talking about. The gunk and yuck that we're being kind of pushed around by with. It's really heavy right now. It's up to us. Do we choose the pain or do we choose that control? Do we choose to use this time to make ourselves and other people feel better? Sharing that compassion, that love that humanity can and does have for each other. So again, it's up to our choice. This is our journey. Your ego isn't going to let back. It's not going to hold. It's not going to try and allow you to grow. It's going to hold you down. This is the devil. That ego-based fear. Come on, devil. There we go. That ego-based fear that we're dealing with. We all have our ego. It's always, always in play. It's going to really amplify that pain, especially the fear, your frustrations, to minimize the growth that you have. There are many opportunities and a high potential to see that passion and creativity really bring forward some amazing prosperity. However, at the same time, that pain and heartache has an equal chance to keep you very stagnant, very stuck. It's kind of a very wide swing. You can either choose one side or the other. If you choose neither, you're going to naturally gravitate towards your ego, because lack of choice is a choice unto itself. So, depending on the degree of work, because we have the Seven of Pentacles, your degree of work will depend on the degree of prosperity you see right now. And also some of that prosperity, because abundance can become is more than just the physical, tangible material goods or that financial wealth. That abundance comes in on many aspects of our lives. So being open to that abundance in how it's presented. Because a lot of times we get a wealth of abundance, we don't acknowledge the wealth of friendship, the wealth of connection, the wealth of information. Abundance can be very, well, it can be like a cornucopia. There's so much in there. It's literally taking a moment and reflecting in on what that cornucopia holds for you. The angels are reminding you that there is that abundance. The more we focus in on it, the more it's going to grow in all aspects of our lives, including that financial and material that we still get stuck on. Because we know that that physical stability really requires that abundance on the material and financial. All right. What blessings can the angels share with my friends to help them overcome the challenges they're going to face? All right. Cherish innocence, that childlike, playful energy where you see the wonder and the joy in everyday life. Instead of just seeing a candle with its light, you start to see the supports, that next level. Children naturally can see more, feel more than what the adults can, because they're not so jaded, they haven't shut down. So it's about tapping into that inner child. It's about walking with children, your children preferably, so that you can get that inside perspective, that greater perspective. And allowing that inner child to explore what you're dealing with, because just like the pages, those pages tell you that we need to have that inquisical energy, that playful energy to really be able to comprehend our world, especially on a deeper level. Oh, yeah. Forgiveness. Forgiveness of self is probably the hardest thing. Many of us struggle with forgiveness for others. Well, forgiving self for things you think you should have done, things you would have done, things you didn't do. And in some cases, things we did do. Forgiveness is a two-sided coin where it's forgiving others and forgiving self. My recommendation, start with you and work outwards. Because when we start to forgive our own selves and start to love us, we start to really strengthen who we are, and we're able to embrace that Queen of Wands even more fully because we are accepting and loving ourselves. But that forgiveness element is going to be super important. And if you want an archangel to support you with that, I'd recommend Archangel Zadkiel. Amazing, amazing archangel that can help you with that forgiveness. And I do have meditations on my playlist with Archangel Zadkiel, and we do start to look at that forgiveness. Oh, and I should mention, if you're new, welcome. I like to give guidance and supports. So I do have lots of playlists on meditations. I've got healings, all sorts of stuff. All of it's guided and supported and, of course, free. So if you want to find the Archangel Zadkiel meditations, it's under my Archangel playlist. Because we got to let it go. Best way to let it go, of course, is through that energetical sense so that we're not really rehashing and reliving it. We are truly using our natural skills and our abilities. I do have a number of releasing meditations on all my meditative playlists for you to be able to embrace so that you can start to release some of this control that your ego has, some of that fear, most importantly, that pain that we're dealing with. The angels are being pretty clear, guys. We can't change those global aspects. And like I said before, some of the global stuff, some of the community stuff may not radiate on the 6 o'clock news. That doesn't minimize its impact for us. We need to be mindful on how things are impacting us right now and how we can start to release and let go of stuff so that we're not so in being controlled by our ego, where we're more in control with that confidence, that assurance, that sass. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that this fun walk with the angels helped you to understand how you can use this time right now to your advantage. Now, please remember, take it slow, take it steady. This time is for you, and you are going to be able to do this for you. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Like always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps people find me on the sea of YouTube, which actually does help you guys because they raise their vibration and it's a win-win situation. More importantly, if you like this video and you want to see more stuff, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. I am frequently on live, and I also post healings, meditations, teachings so that you can, well, keep yourself going at a pace that is effective and efficient for you. And the best way to stay connected, of course, subscribing and hitting all those bells and all that, all the rigmarole. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and the angels this morning. Until tomorrow, my friends.